morning from Abu Dhabi. Today I'm on an adventure. I'm going to try and do as many things as possible in my one-day layover here in Abu Dhabi. How much can I fit in? Stick around, let's find out. Into the Grand Mosque, which you can probably see over there in the distance through the window. You have to go underground, which is pretty good because it's actually quite hot at the moment. I've seen online it's quite a strenuous security process. Look at this though. Absolutely amazing architecture. So there's like a bougie shopping centre underneath the mosque. It's very nice. But even though I've travelled all these thousands of miles, just took up places like Boots and Costa, so it's a bit strange. But obviously people like to get their essential items here. Boots obviously done well in the UAE. Right, we're going through security now. That was quite simple, really. I think 5 people in front of me in the queue, but it is 10 AM and it is Eid today, so Eid Mubarak. So it is Eid Mubarak, which is why maybe it's so quiet here today. But it took literally 5 minutes just to go through that security then. Now I'm on the tolerance path, which as you can see is quite a long path. Going underneath what you saw earlier when I was outside filming the building. You've got all of these different displays on the wall, like different carpets that are here, different domes that are all from inside of the palace. I'm going to move a little bit further forward though, because I don't know how long it's going to take. And then you just keep seeing these little glints of light from the top in the windows. It's just beautiful. So this is one of the largest mosques in the world apparently. So interesting to see how big it actually is. Wow. So just going out here. There we go, the Grand Mosque. I can't describe to you how big it is. Like the amount of columns, I think there's over 1,000 columns in there. It's huge. There's some massive domes. I've never seen such huge chandeliers. Just when you think you've seen one, there's another one, and then there's another two all in the same room. It's absolutely beautiful. You're not allowed to vlog anywhere on the site, so I'll give you a full description and a lowdown on some of the tips I'd recommend, because I didn't realise you can actually hire the dresses and to wear inside, so I would have definitely recommended that if I was going to go and do it again, just to get the authentic experience. And also it's quite warm wearing my Western clothes as well. Now my Uber's here to go back to the hotel. We're heading off to the next challenge of the day. So, I think he's here. Cool. So that was the Grand Mosque. So it was free to enter, but you do have to book online before. So they ask you for a time you're going to arrive. You should try and make sure that you get to the entrance where the QR code needs to be scanned. So when you get dropped off on the taxi, there's a little glass dome, or in fact there's two glass domes just a bit further away from the mosque. You go down there, then you'll see basically there's like a shopping centre, and when you get all the way to the end of the shopping centre, then you can get your QR code scanned. I went inside the museum, and it's just a little 5-minute walk to learn more about the history. It was quite interesting, but like I said, there's a couple of things I would probably do differently. If I was going to go again, I would definitely hire the recommended clothing, just because it would be a lot cooler than if you're a Westerner coming in jeans or trousers. You can actually hire like the proper dress to be able to be in the mosque. There are quite strict rules about what you can and cannot wear, and you'll get them on email before you arrive. I only booked my ticket last night at about midnight, so you don't have to book the ticket massively in advance. It seems like there was quite a lot of availability, but my top tip would be get there early. So I booked for 10 a.m. and it wasn't massively busy, maybe like a couple of hundred people that were in the mosque area. But when I was coming back down, going through the tolerance tunnel, there was probably hundreds, almost probably 1,000 people, I think, all arriving. So that's just an hour later at 11 a.m. So if you're an early bird, you're probably going to get the best experience of the mosque, with it being quieter and less crowds and people, because there was even some points where people were pushing each other out of the way to get pictures. They would be my top tips for the mosque. It's definitely worth visiting if you're going to be coming to Abu Dhabi. There's thousands of these columns that are just gorgeous with all these blue flowers painted on them, and there's like elements of like pearl, I think, inside of there as well. And it's just breathtaking. So many different chandeliers, so much beautiful architecture and symmetry. I would recommend giving it a visit. We're now in the taxi back to the hotel, and then I'm gonna quickly get changed, and we're heading out to the other side of the island, where we're gonna go and do a couple more activities before we get to the evening. Okay, so quick costume change, and then we're now waiting for the next Uber to take us to the presidential palace. So, yes. So people like go, gosh, James, you're booking lots of Ubers, that's surely really expensive. And I suppose it depends, doesn't it? In the UK, everything is so expensive right now. But personally, I feel like these Ubers are quite cheap in comparison. It's about £14 to get from the hotel to the mosque. The problem is where the hotel is, it's called the Hotel Central because it's kind of in the centre of Abu Dhabi. Now, it's going to take me about 15 minutes to get down to the presidential palace, but also there is the beach, also there is the President's Memorial, and then on the opposite side, where it is on the sea, is where the Louvre is, which I'm going to be going to later. So all of those are all together, but the mosque was pretty much the opposite direction. The mosque is almost next to the airport where I came from last night. So I've decided to get an Uber there and an Uber back, and then I'm now getting another Uber to where I'm going to spend most of the day now. It's just about to hit midday, so I don't want to be outside in the sun too much. Even though I've got factor 50 on, I think it's going to be quite warm. And my Uber's here, so let's jump in. Hi, is it for James? Great. Hi, hello, how are you? All the Ubers here are in very nice cars. Oh, yeah. Here we are at the Qasr Al Watan, which is the presidential palace. It's absolutely stunning. It's huge, the site as well. You won't be able to see maybe, but right in the distance over there, we actually drove through that tunnel on a coach. So you go to the visitor centre, and then after you've gone through security, for which I need to wear some trousers because I didn't read the instructions where you can't have shorts above the knee. So I'm temporarily loaning these trousers, and then you get on a coach and the coach drives you into the estate. So the presidential palace, there's actually no president that lives here. It's no longer a residence, but it is still where a lot of business is done. It's absolutely beautiful. Even just all of the tiled flooring. And you can see the huge buildings of Abu Dhabi in the background. Just super cool. Even like the lighting, where it looks like the lights are kind of dangling down and hanging. So let's go head inside and see what it's all about. Stop number 2 on the day. Now, as it is 1:20, so have some lunch, let's get back on the coach, drop off these nice trousers, and then it'll be on to destination number 3. I wasn't vlogging inside because, similar to when I was at the mosque, I don't think that they would like that, so I just took lots of footage, and just wow, amazing. Once I kind of walked through those first few doors, I just had no idea what was behind it. And it's just so beautiful. I think for me what stood out was how much light there is. Like, if you go to a lot of buildings like this that have been built, especially in the Western society, they're so old, like hundreds of years old, some of them even longer than that, that they're quite dark, they're dingy, it's difficult to light them because of how they're protected. But because of obviously this being built quite recently, it's all been considered as how they've built in the building, having lighting inside, alcoves, having even just like those parts where sunlight was shining through, gaps in the ceiling. But also if you were to be there at night time, I'd imagine it would also be really, really bright, just because there was so much light integrated into the architecture. I was just blown away by the beautiful marble on the floor, and how everything was symmetrical. It's a big tick for me, I love symmetrical, but also it just kept amazing. Like, every corner you turned there was another chandelier. Like, when you go into the Great Hall, it was just stunning. So much detail, so much beauty, and you can tell there's so much effort's gone into designing this. Then there was a few different rooms you could go into. So there was the presidential gifts room, which was looking at gifts that had been exchanged between other countries and the UAE. And then you got to see what a setup of a banquet would look like if the president was hosting people for dinner, and this would be the actual room that other delegates would be hosted in. Then there was the library, which was beautiful as well. I really liked the library, even though there wasn't that many books on the shelf and not the fullest library I've ever seen, but it was still actually quite a peaceful room. And there was an inscription on one of the sides which actually meant a lot to me personally, which was talking about traveling and going out on your own to explore and discover and having to leave everything you know behind. So that really resonated with me. And so then after that there was this big dome thing that everyone was getting pictures taken in, so I thought, okay, I'm gonna jump in there whilst there was no queue. And actually you get given a QR code from the photographer to go online and get your photos, so I don't even know you have to pay for them. I think they may be free, but yeah, that was really great. And then also just learning a bit more about the history and about how the president and the founding father kind of helped to pull together a lot of the region and to have this United Arab Emirates. And then finally you get to go into the actual meeting hall of the cabinet. So it was really special actually to be able to be in that space and see all the seats that different delegates will sit in when they're having meetings, and to see quotes on the wall from the founding president and the founding people of the UAE, to hear about this tolerance, acceptance, working together for a common good. I think the grandeur as well. I've never been into a building that's just so large and so beautiful, so much detail in all the tiling, all of the mosaic, all of the ceilings, just everything it was very peaceful to be in there, and also it was just really nice atmosphere. As I was about to leave, so I think it was maybe 1 o'clock, then all of a sudden lots of people showed up and they started doing some dancing, so everyone crowded round in the centre of the grand hall to watch that. And it was really nice to see some traditional, which I'm presuming is traditional dancing. They had canes, and one guy was spinning a flute round and round and didn't drop it. I think he must have spun that flute about 100 times, so well done, you've got some good skills there. That is the presidential palace. Now I've got to jump on a coach to get back to where we first got here, and then it's on to place number 3. Also, I just want to show you the view I've got here. Isn't that beautiful? We're heading over there. We're going to go to an observation deck. Let's go.
هذه الحافلة متجهة إلى مركز الزوار والمخرج.
Today, my full day in Abu Dhabi is actually the 10th of April, which is Eid. So for anyone who's watching who's Muslim, Eid Mubarak, which apparently I think means have a blessed Eid. And I think because it is Eid, it means it's really quiet. Like, look at this. This is the car park for the presidential palace. There's like nobody here, but it's amazing that these venues are all still open. Apparently the taxi driver was saying to me that it's like a 4-day holiday where everything like kind of goes a lot quieter, people aren't working, so it's great that from a tourist perspective you can still come and visit places, because I know that when I've been in other countries before and it's their festivities, everything shuts. So I'm now walking from the presidential palace over to here to I'm going to try and get into the observation tower. It's called Observation 300. It's up in a hotel, so I didn't reserve a table. They did have availability when I checked yesterday at like 11 p.m. so let's see. They might not let me in, but maybe they will. Let's see. So watch this. On the floor they've got like shiny tiles. I don't know if you can hear the squeaking, because when cars either turn or brake, obviously the tyres are just slipping. It's so strange. I can't imagine what that's like when it's been raining. Surely that just makes it like a really skiddy surface if anyone tries to brake. So we're coming up to the big towers and hotels now over here. I'm gonna walk, because actually it's about 30 degrees, but it's not that hot. So there's a nice breeze. It's just sometimes nice to be outside, get your steps in. The scary thing is just walking out onto zebra crossings here, because I think that they're meant to stop for you, but they don't necessarily look like they're about to stop when you get to them. So, just chancing my life here. One of the other challenges you might find here, apart from knowing if cars going to stop when you step on zebra crossings or walkways, is also the map on Google doesn't necessarily have all the buildings and all the roads yet, because the infrastructure here is growing so fast. I just imagine that the satellite imagery hasn't caught up, because currently it looks like I'm walking on rubble on Google Maps, but this has obviously just all been recently made. So when I asked Google Maps for walking directions, it took me, it's saying it's like a 27-minute walk, but I think it's actually only a 10-minute walk, because it's taking me around loads of different roads because it doesn't think this exists. So yeah, that's part of the adventure, the travel experience. So I've just come down, which looks like it's an entrance to a car park, but it's not. It's down the side of the Hyatt, and then entrance now to Etihad Towers here. Because all I could see was entrances for cars, not for people, unless I wanted to risk walking in the road. Now let's try and find the entrance to Observation Tower. It does not look like it's here, because I've arrived at the resort. So I just went into the hotel. They've told me it's 2 levels up. So I'm in level 1. This is very nice. I think this is a 5-star hotel here. They've got a pool outside. They've got multiple restaurants. It's a Hilton, I think. So let's see where we need to be. Okay, here it is. Wow. We're 74 floors up at the moment. That's crazy. Afternoon, hi. Yes, it's for me. Oh, amazing, thank you. Oh, great, thank you. So let's have a look here. I think there's a minimum spend of like 56. I suppose you could look at it this way, right? If you end up paying to go to observation towers in other places, they charge you an entrance fee, you don't get anything but the view, whereas here you get food, drink and the view, all including that price. So I think it's a pretty good deal, really, especially when you've got views like this. That is all where the presidential palaces that we've just come from, and it makes the whole place look so small. That's like the 10-15 minute walk I've just done from there to here, and then you've got the very famous hotel over there. And so looking at this here, the sandwiches are the same price as pretty much what I just paid down in the restaurant for the presidential palace or the cafe. So I'd probably rather have come here and spent that money on one of these sandwiches than at there. What I love is they've got such a large selection of mocktails. That makes me very happy. Even a rosé and a white, sparkling, alcohol-free wine. Obviously, because it's a Muslim country and Muslims don't drink alcohol, this is amazing. I'm very happy with this. I'm tempted by the Etihad Sparkler just because I don't think you're going to get an Etihad Sparkler anywhere else than in Abu Dhabi. And I think I want to check out what pastries they've got. Oh, okay. So got fruit tart. Oh, can I go with the classic Russian honey cake? Yeah, that's great. It's called a Russian honey cake. I've not heard of that before. is. Now just walking through the conference centre, which is part of the hotel building, or one of the 3 towers, I think. Trying to get down to the ground level so then I can walk to the beach, as everything seems to be going up in this building. So I'm here, podium 3, and I need to go down to, let's go podium 1 and 2. Let's try and peek. Let's see where this takes us. Oh wow. Shopping centre. Is the way to the streets exits this way?
No, you have to go to
B2. Ah, okay. Right, I've gone too far. Yes. Hey. Aha. So now to the beach. Love how colourful everything is here. Like, look at all these different coloured tiles, all coloured blue. It's even when you look on the map and you'll see like streets or certain areas, they look beautiful because they're either blue or purple or green. Like, look over here. The beach actually isn't that far. I think it's maybe like a 20-minute walk, but I've just spotted a mode of transport that I'm quite intrigued to try. I mean, I have used it before in Berlin once. I'm going to try an e-scooter. So, yeah. Let's see. It feels like it's a safe choice because there is cycle paths, I think, all the way down to the beach. I hope to God I'm not driving on these roads because there's like 5 or 6 different lanes and there doesn't seem to be any space for anyone on these. So yeah, let me get the app downloaded, registered, and then hopefully get a nice bit of breeze on the way down to the beach. We downloaded the app, I've registered. So let's start our ride. Wear a helmet. Don't have a helmet. You can charge your phone, use it at your own risk. Amazing. You risk a fine if you ride in a restricted area. Don't drink and drive. Okay, so confirm. I'm going to hold 20 AED. They're unlocking a vehicle. I don't know which vehicle it is though. 189 086. Where is it? I can't find it. That's random. Why is it just like found a random thing that's nowhere near me? Scan to start, turn on camera, allow. How did that just like choose a bike without me even scanning anything? Okay, there we go. That was so strange. We're heading to the beach. Is this what you do? I need to be on the right hand side of the road. Go, go, go. This is nice though. A little bit of a breeze. Just need to watch out for these people up ahead so I don't hit them. Oof. Right, let's see what power she's got. This is absolutely terrifying, driving into oncoming traffic. But I suppose I have got a bit of separation between me and the road. As long as I don't accidentally veer off to the right and then fall into the road and get killed by a car. Well, I'm not manifesting that, so we're going to stop talking about that. Very, very peaceful, slow journey to the beach. 2 minutes to go. We're almost there. Oh, a moment to go now, this stops. I'm guessing there's somewhere, oh yeah, there's a park over here. You have to park these scooters where, in particular areas, or else you get a fine. So let's try and maneuver this over here. I can't do it with one hand, I'm gonna fall. I'm sure the people at Tier will not be happy that I'm driving with one hand either. Let's park her up. Oh, it's an indicator. I didn't realise I was pressing the indicator to go. You can go left. Oh, you can go right. That's clever. Right, let me end this Session now. Oh no, it says I'm in a restricted area. You must end where there is a P. So it's like literally 5 seconds. Like, okay. Even though all of those are all together over there, I think that isn't the right place according to the app. The app wants it here. Park with care, end ride. Whew. And then you take a photo of where you've parked. So how much was that? So in total, that cost 10 AED. It's about $2.70. So about £2. It's not bad. Got here safely though. Let's see where the beach is. We are here. We're at the beach. Wow, what a view of the apartments they have over there. That crazy building. So I'm going to have a little walk down the beach. It's actually really nice, very sandy. The one thing I'm intrigued about is how warm the seawater is here, because it's about 30 degrees temperature, but I'm intrigued whether or not the actual sea is warm or it's cold. Look at this super cool solar panel. It's like a piece of art. Let's read what the rules are for the beach, because when I was looking online, I think I saw that there were certain areas of the beach for families, certain areas of the beach for individuals. So I just want to check I'm in the right place. Please wear appropriate swimming outfits. We appreciate your appropriate behaviour and respect of habits and traditions of the UAE. Yep. Don't damage property. Follow management instructions. So the beach is broken down into different areas. You've got a family beach, and then the rest actually seem like they're okay. So where are we now? Oh, you are here. There's a little red star. I can't see a red star. There's a circle dot. It's like a game of Where's Wally. Ah, I've just found it. It's right at the opposite end. Okay. So apparently I'm here, which was like the edge of the beach. But then in that theory it means there's a whole other beach here, then a family beach, then another 2 beaches, 3 beaches. But when you look over there, it ends. That can't be right. So I'm just gonna walk down this beach anyway, because this map doesn't make sense to me unless it's like the opposite way around, which maybe that is what it is. So actually, because I'm looking at this from the sea, it needs to be that way around. I'm going this way. I'm just going this way. My shoes are off. Let's go. So let's see. How warm is this beach going to be? Okay, it's cold. Oh, it's not what I was expecting. For some reason I felt like it was going to be really, really warm here. Like in Mexico, where the beaches are like 30 degrees, the temperature of the sea when you go in. So it's almost the same temperature as outside, which, but it makes sense because Abu Dhabi is not necessarily on that same area where you're going to have all the warm sea. So yeah, that makes sense. It's actually quite refreshing and cool to have my feet in the sand with cool water below. It's actually very nice. Imagine the people in those buildings who live in those apartments have an amazing view. You also see the mosque all the way over there as well. And then where we just were then, the observation tower is right up there at the top of one of those 3 tall towers. You can get yourself a scooter down here if you want to risk your life, or you can just walk. So there we have it. Corniche Beach, I think it's pronounced. And in case you are a fan of oil rigs, you can also have the benefit of looking at an oil rig whilst you're sunbathing. And get an old, or should I say an old oil mining, drilling thing, whatever it's called. Really, really beautiful beach. Like the sand just like crushes underneath you. It's very comfortable. So that is stop number 4 on what can we fit into a 1-day stopover in Abu Dhabi. After this next I'm gonna head up towards the Louvre, or the Louvre. I mean, try and tell me in the comments which one's correct, because I'd love to see how that is spelled different. So yeah, next stop, the Louvre. I've already got a ticket, bought it online, so let's get my feet washed, shoes on, and then on the way. Look at this filtered water station, and I think that's a hand dryer. I know it's not, so if you want to drink the water, let's see if this. Oh wow, look at that. Oh, thanks. Don't know how it worked the first time. Amazing, thank you. Look at that. You can even see me through the bottle. And another benefit of this hotel is that there is a Starbucks in the hotel, so you can order Starbucks drinks, and they even do ice drinks as well. That's amazing. So I've had to just quickly pop back to the hotel again. This is not how I normally do a trip, but because there's one day my battery was about to die and I wouldn't be able to get back with Uber and find my way around, so I had to come back and get my charger. So that's a tip for next time, is bring my own portable charger with me in my bag, so then I don't have to keep coming back to the hotel. So waiting for Uber now, number 3 of the day, 4, to get us to the Louvre, because it shuts at 6:30 and it's currently 10 to 5. However it's pronounced. There was so much to see. I think there's about 12 rooms in total, and there was different pieces of art talking about the first villages that were initially around over 10,000 years ago, and that was the first room. After that, there was then a room which started to show how power started to emulate around certain parts of the world in different dynasties, and how that kind of grew and the class system began to grow. And then in the next room it talked about civilizations and empires that started to grow, when obviously different countries started to form and develop. And then it started to move into religion. The 4th room, where certain religions started to become more prominent, and it had different artifacts from lots of different religions all together in the same room, which was quite interesting to see them side by side, and especially where there's a religion, there's depiction of, for example, like the symbolism of man as an actual deity, and how that's the same across different religions. Then it started to talk about, from the 5th to the 15th century, how the Silk Roads became more established around Asia and the Islamic world. In the 6th room, it then started to talk about Mediterranean to the Atlantic over the period of the 10 centuries, where the Byzantine Empire, Christian Europe and Islamic world prescribed over artistic exchanges and trade in the Mediterranean basin, and what the impact of this era had in terms of art, in terms of sculpture, in terms of actual objects. And then the 7th room started to look at globalization, which is showing around the impact that globalization had in terms of commerce between different countries, between different regions, and how that had an impact over time. And then the 9th room, this is showing things from more of a modern perspective, so from the 1700s to the 1800s, although a lot of people won't think that's modern, but in their context of like some of the artifacts that are on display here at the Louvre, that is quite modern because it's in the last couple of hundred years, whereas there's things here that have been around for thousands of years. So yeah, it was talking about a lot of 1800s. And then in the 10th room, we then had displays of questioning modernity, so where revolution has really kind of shaped the world and the dynamics of social relations. So this is where you can see a lot more technology coming in terms of how the artifacts have developed. And in the final room, I didn't actually take any footage, but it was showing you some more of the modern art that you see around now, which which some people might question, is it art? It is some form of art, but in terms of its actual design and how it looks compared to other things, it's very different. So that's the Louvre in Abu Dhabi, and gallery's about to close now, so it's about 6:30. You can go and spend time underneath the dome itself, which is where I am now. Very unflattering angle from all the way down here, but it's a beautiful roof. You can also get lovely views of the sunset. So yeah, I'm gonna go and head now to go get some food because I'm starving, and I've heard there's some good date markets just over the other side of the bridge, well, tunnel. You physically can't walk here from the other side because there's no footpath. It's an actual motorway that goes underground. So I'm gonna go get another Uber, second to last Uber of the day. Gonna go get some dates from the date market. So let's do it. Here he is. Not the cat, my Uber. Hello. Hello, for James. Amazing. All of the dates. So, I think because it's Eid, everywhere's shut. There's only 1 or 2 date shops open, so choice of shops is not extensive, but the choice of dates are extensive. Because look at all of these. I've got dried ginger, but I'm not sure how much I can take back with me into India because I think it's a fruit. I have to eat most of it here. Look at these. That is nice. It's got nuts as well. Doesn't seem very safe. Yeah. Do you know, like a can opener, yes, but for a big one. Oh wow, it's come from India. That's where I'm going tomorrow, to India. Yes. To Kochi. Kerala, yes,
nice
yeah.
place.
Kerala.
Nature, yeah.
Okay.
The view is just natural. The greenery.
Yeah.
It's a life.
Yeah, I'm doing that in Manhal and the Alapepi.
Alapula.
Yeah, I'm doing it. Yeah. Wow.
That's a skill.
That's amazing.
Only Indian big problem.
Indian big problem.
Doing the job though.
Today no off. Why only your shop is open?
Yeah.
Ramadan.
Got a lot of nuts. Is it 10 kilograms? Which type is this, sorry?
Majdoon.
Is it one of these?
Yeah, same like that, but size little small size.
Like a Palestinian.
Yeah, but as well as this one large, not big size. This one pistachio.
Pistachio.
Pistachio with chocolate.
Yeah.
Can you try this one? This
Oh, I'm gonna like this one already. I can tell.
Yeah.
It's got all of the crispy. Is that what was in here?
This one now too much busy.
Ah, okay.
Like this is finished only. Maybe 70 kilo finish now.
Wow. Has it been busy on the run up to Eid?
Yeah.
With lots of people buying for.
Too much people, too much sale.
But you're the only place open. Everywhere else is shut.
Yeah. I come there. I know this all the shop closed. I come. Yeah, this is good.
Yeah, when the taxi turned up, I was like, oh no, I thought everywhere would be...
Only clothes, yeah. Barbecue only.
That's so nice. Not that, but what was that? Pistachio?
Pistachio.
Mmm.
This one, brother, we have pistachio, we have almond, we have saffron,
Ah, okay.
we have mango, we have orange.
Mmm, so it's like a chocolate with almond.
Yeah.
Ah, I see. Is that dried ginger?
Okay.
So it's like frozen?
Yeah.
Is it? Or then like dried?
Dry, yeah, little
Yeah.
dry.
Okay.
Can you try?
Please. I've never seen dried ginger like this before. So... That's good. Yeah, I like gingery, very... that's nice. What would you say is your sweetest date that you have?
Yeah. This one is better. It's a good one.
Yeah.
And this one, Ajwa Medina. Not another city, only Medina. This one, less sugar.
Less sugar?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to India tomorrow, flying. So I don't think I can bring too much fruit into the country.
Yeah.
So I want just like a small box.
Yeah, no
Because I'm going to have tonight. What would you recommend, like, to put in the box? Would you
Okay.
like a selection or?
We have box half kilo, we have box 250 gram. What to like? You have box
Well, can I see the 250 gram box? How big is that?
350 gram?
No, how big is the 250 gram? Did you say?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's probably about the right size.
What you like, majdul? Bits?
I like the majdul, yeah.
Okay.
And then, can I have some dried ginger in there as well? Mix together in the pot.
Okay. How many?
Like that much dried ginger at the bottom, and then the dates on top.
One bag dates and the ginger, yeah.
All in together, yeah.
Okay.
Please, yeah. How much is that in total?
1 kilo. This one 60 dirham for 1 kilo.
Ah, so because that's to
Yeah, this one maybe 15 dirham.
13 dirham. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I give you extra of maybe 15 dirham. 15 dirham.
15. Okay. Yep.
And this I give you ginger, yeah.
Ginger, yes. Must be popular. It's already all gone, almost. Got the last of it. These are so nice. I wasn't going somewhere hot where it would melt immediately as soon as I get off the plane.
Yeah. With blogger?
The YouTube.
YouTuber.
YouTube, yeah. Ah, amazing. Thank you. So, how much is that?
V19 dirham.
Okay, 19.
Yeah, this one. You wait, I give you dirham.
Yep. Is this the tea? For like
Coffee. Arab
coffee?
coffee.
Ah.
With cardamom or saffron.
Ah, cardamom, yeah, please. I've not tried this yet. So,
Try, no problem.
amazing. Thank you. With cardamom.
Yeah, cardamom or saffron.
It's nice. Do you have to stay open all night? Or are you closing soon?
12 o'clock.
12 o'clock?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Okay, so some time left still.
Yeah.
Cool, well, thank you.
Welcome. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Welcome.
See ya. Cheers. I think there's meant to be a lot more places open, but having a look around, I don't think there is. They're all shut because it's Eid. That was crazy how that guy was opening up that that tin of nuts with a jaggedy old sword. I couldn't believe it. So, I've got myself my dates and my ginger. I'm actually really glad I got the ginger because it really complements the dates really nicely. Although the issue I've got now is I need to eat this entire box before I fly in about 12 hours time, because I fly 7 in the morning to India, and I'm sure you cannot bring fruit and vegetables into another country. We've done number 1, the Grand Mosque. Number 2, the President's Palace. Number 3, we've been to Observation 300 in the Hilton. Got us some amazing views of Abu Dhabi. 4, we've been to the beach, Corniche Beach. And then we've also been to the Louvre And then finally, we've just been to the date market. So that's 6 things that I've managed to fit in to my one-day stopover here in Abu Dhabi. That's the end of this video. Overall, I personally enjoyed being in Abu Dhabi for the day, and I would recommend it if you have time. It's worth checking out. I fitted 6 things into this video today, and it didn't feel too rushed, but you could probably fit more in. So I'd be interested to know in the comments below if you have done a stay here in Abu Dhabi. What have you done? Let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.